What's up, everybody? Happy New Year, my lovelies. I actually missed you guys over the Christmas and New Year. And I hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful time. Toke Moments is back. And my very first guest of the year is none other than my sis. She calls herself Chigurl. AKA Auntie Shola.
Hello. Shady Shola. In the building.
Hi.
What's up, Mama?
Hi, sis. How are you?
I'm good.
Happy New Year.
Say Happy Newness. We don't say Happy New Year. We say Happy Newness.
Why?
The new is the operative word there because it's a new day, it's a new moment, it's new breath that you've inhaled, so it's newness. It's
Oh my
new.
God, you're so right. Someone
It's
tried to do a moonwalk back into my life early this year. One of those people that I said I wasn't entering the new year with and had the effrontery to say, hey, love, Happy New Year.
Wow.
Girl, I was like, first to start with, it's just a day change in the calendar.
Thank
Fuck
you.
you too. Goodbye.
Oh,
Because that's the kind of attitude that we are giving this
she
year.
said the dirty words. I know.
Girl, I know.
I know.
So I agree with the Happy Newness.
Yes, Happy Newness. Yeah.
Not because it's just a day in the
Literally,
calendar.
we've just gone from 31st to 1st.
And from Wednesday to Thursday.
Wednesday to Thursday. So I mean, like, I don't understand. Like, and the thing about it is when someone tells you Happy New Year, you almost like feel like, oh my God, I start planning. 365 days. What will I do on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4? 365. Jesus, oh my God. No, my dear, take it one moment at a time.
Haven't you realized that? I think maybe COVID did that for us. People don't even do that day 5 of the new year. Remember one time it was a thing when it's the new year and it was like day 1.
Mark your calendar.
01.
Jimmy, baby, like you new year, new body. Who this? What? Yeah. No, we don't do that. We don't do that no more.
Everyone's going through it. Like
everyone has been going through it. Okay, like I feel like 2020 did such a number on us that I feel like people are manifesting the what's the word I'm looking for? The effects of now.
And someone actually said that to me then, that we will not know the gravity of what COVID did to us until a couple of years after.
Many are mad fear roaming.
Sis.
Many are mad fear roaming. Where some of us are in our mind, there's so much wrong. I mean, there's screws loose, there's unplugging of wire, there's things happening. We're mad.
You know when I actually understood that? There's this song that was raining during the Christmas on TikTok. I think her name is La Bianca. I've been drinking more alcohol for the last 5 days. And everyone, if you check the thread,
listen, girl, I want to send that to many people like, did you check on me, bro?
She said people were literally sharing on that particular challenge.
Yes.
Like, you know, I'm like, wow. And the part where she goes, you know, people see the smile, but she's buried so much inside of her grave. I was like, it's been a long time coming. For change.
It's going to have to come.
It's
the only thing that's constant.
The good thing about this year for me, sis, is this is the first year in a long time that I walked into a new year without any anxiety. Like, I used to be one of those people, and I've never really shared this. So it's my first time sharing this with you. And people won't believe that because, you know, they look at the glam, they look at the brand, they look at the happiness and, you know, all the things that we're posting out there to get, you know,
we're working. We're working. Work,
yes. Yeah. And, you know, I used to have really bad anxiety, you know, and every new year, it starts from like the December, we're busy working, enjoying, and we don't feel it. And it's almost like the last week after Christmas, it used to start really badly. I'd literally be fidgeting so much. I'm not sleeping well. You know, you have the goals and you're just looking at the goals. This must work, that must work, this must work, that must work.
Mood board in your mind.
The rat race. And it was killing me. You know what I mean? And this year, I think most of the things that I went through last year, like I was robbed in December.
I know.
And I had to come back to Nigeria and go straight to work.
I know.
So I think that the worst has happened. What can possibly...
All those Sam Roberts, you will have crocodile to wear any of those things. What else you stole may it bring you pain and damage. I'm sorry, Lord, but amen.
I think that's what literally took my anxiety.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like there's like what else? You like almost like what was
do you know all the things they stole from me?
What can happen?
What can possibly happen? You know, and I didn't even cry. Oh, I cried some days. Did I? I did. When it first happened,
I know you was hurt.
Yeah,
I know you was hurt.
When it first happened, I was having an out of body experience. You know when you think.
Listen, Linda, I know you were hurt. I know, but I think that for someone like you who has you with anyone, I think when you are comfortable-ish. And I think when you go through such horrible times, everything else seems to pale in comparison to. So now life is new. It's literally new because you're now beginning a new existence without those things that were taken from you.
Yeah.
So no, it does. But you see, but you're still here though. You're still
I hate
here.
when people say things, when bad things happen, people are like, it is well, it could have been worse.
No, but listen.
Why the fuck did that have to happen to
it
me?
didn't have to happen, yes, but I've lived with the philosophy that I do not own anything that I cannot afford to lose.
Okay.
So that's my philosophy for life. And I'm saying like you're still here because you look at some of those things and you're like, if one day, when you're looking at those things, you're like, if this thing ever missed, I would die. If this thing should lost, I'm done. Are you done? No, you're here. Right. We're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
This is December.
Yeah.
Did you quench? No. It's your fire still burning.
And God was faithful. I could replace
see what
some
I'm
of
saying?
them.
Exactly. Yeah. But you're still here.
Yeah.
What if you were robbed on the road and maybe cut you with a knife and stuff? Many things could have happened. So I always think about the worst that could have happened. And then I thank God for the quote unquote in my mind worst that happened. Because worse could have happened.
True. Preach, sis.
Honestly, like look, when you go through things in your life, Toke, when you go through things, when you stare death in the face, when you have tussled with death and it didn't get you, things pale. I'm so like over stressing my life for people. I'm over stressing myself for things that don't even matter. You
used to be one of those people who would bend backward for everyone.
And I'm still fighting that. I'm still fighting that whole empathy. For some of us, empathy is a problem. And it starts to get toxic after a while because you have forgotten yourself and you're doing everything for everyone else. It's not about responsibilities because you carry some. You've carried some for your family for how goddamn long. Since you were a child. You became almost like mother to how many behind you. So you that is responsibility. But then it gets to a place where you need to love, give, be there, whatever you're doing, but do it with wisdom.
We always hear people say things like putting yourself first. And sometimes people hear that and think that that's such a self-obnoxious, way to live life. But I make no apologies about that now.
No, you have to. Now who they alive, they help. Now who they alive, they walk. Now who they alive, they do other things for other people. So it comes to a point, and like there's a time for everything. So there's a time for selfishness. There's a time to focus on you. There's a time to do you. There's a time to recalibrate and make sure that you're okay. Because that's you can't pour from an empty vessel. So you have to refill that vessel in order to give other people. So there has to be a section of your life and a time in your life where you're like, you know what? It's about me right now. I want to go on a trip by myself, maybe with my friends, do what I want to do, make sure that I'm okay, and then I'll come back and face y'all when I get done.
And I must say,
you're gonna have to wait.
Thank you. You literally have come into this self-care era. I can
tell. Baby, joy makes you look good, honey. It's joy from within, and it's pouring out onto my whatever. Of course, we still take care of our skin, but I feel like for me, when people ask me, "Well, what's your secrets?" I'm like, I try to stay as happy as possible. You know what I've been through physically and with my health, and so after that situation, 2 years of being in chronic pain, I've said to myself, you know what? I am going to be the best burst of light and positivity that I can be.
In your case, I want you to also share with me what your process has been like. I just shared with you that I used to be a total mess at the start of every year. This is the first time in such a long time that I'm just like, okay, let's see what 2023 has to say. How do you cross over? Because that's what we call it. We cross over service. How do you cross over?
I think I decided towards the end of last year, like in November actually, and I think I was sort of like in my I'll for lack of a better term, I was sort of like giving the world a middle finger, like not caring about, because I'd gone through so many things in 2022, and when you have gone through that period of things making you question even reality and your life and your purpose and imposter syndrome and all of those things. And
imposter syndrome is so real. Can we just take a moment and talk about how real that
Can we talk
is?
about it, Toke?
Girl, let's talk about it.
Ooh, like and when I first said, I said, which kind of English problem is this one? Like the grammar is heavy. Imposter syndrome. Who's an imposter? But then you have these feelings that you can't explain and you're questioning yourself and second guessing yourself. And then I was like, listen.
And the whole world seems to think you're that girl.
Yes.
You're
Yeah.
Chigurl. You make
Yeah.
everybody laugh.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this, that. And
Yeah.
then deep down, you're like, guys.
I'm feeling like 0 - 5 under. And you're still in the midst of all of that.
Yeah.
With a big smile on your face.
Working
you're still
through
the one
it all.
people turn to when they need stuff. And people lose people. And then, let's call Chigurl. Let's let her come because she'll always be there. She's always going to be there for us anyway. Yeah. They look to you for so many things. And not that you ask for it, but it's just what it is. And I think I told myself, like, towards the end of last year, I was like, you know what? As I look and as I feel, I'm going to just do me. So if I want to be half naked and take pictures, I'm going to do that. Oof. And that's what I did. And I was like, and I said, as tastefully as I can. I'm going to be in the pool and I'm not going to be ashamed of my roles, and I'm going to take a picture. And I'm a work in progress. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm not where I used to be, thank the Lord. And I'm getting somewhere, and I'm going somewhere. So I'm just going to be going on my journey at my own pace.
Isn't it so weird how we spend so much time focusing on we're not where we want to be, and we don't even realize how far we've come from where we used to be. I would always remember this, what you just said right now, gratitude, in terms of whenever I find myself focusing on what hasn't happened yet. And this motherfuckers always like to remind me, these days people are so badly behaved on my Instagram page. I can post about work or anything and they're quick to say, go and marry. I'm like, y'all not tired yet? Like,
look, it's okay.
Are you guys not tired? Even I am tired of seeing your comments.
Look, after last week, like something happened a couple of days ago, and I actually had to call my manager, and I called a friend of mine asking their opinion on what to do, because I saw a story. I had left a comment under my friend's post, and it was about children and the pressure and having children. Because people have told me before, they were like, just go and born one picking a whole.
Oh, they say that to me all
they
the
born
time.
one, just born one whole lamb. Like I've been told, born one whole lamb.
I said,
are we playing card? So I said, we play born one whole lamb. Is it what? Are we playing card here? Hello, checkers. No, I don't do born one whole lamb. I know the kind of family life that I want. And so I put that as a comment. And then so people were, responding or commenting their own, even quarreling stuff under my comment. Of course, I deleted that because I ain't got time for that. So the next thing I saw was somebody had written a story about how Chigurl was married a virgin at 33. One kind of story. That's the way they put the story together. I said that. I can't speak all this English. I said all of this. And of course, people were commenting on that and leaving some horrible comments. And I said, I want to respond right now. I do. But then I called my brother, and he said, listen, that people are in their caged lives throwing stones. Oof. You are bringing value with your life. You are doing things to help people. You are kind. You are sweet. You are nice. You are helping people even in their own endeavors in life. These people, the only thing they can do is MTN has borrowed them, or whoever has borrowed them 2 MBs. They will get up in their maybe heat-infested, one fan blowing sweats and write something. And of course, always a lot of times, no name on the page. Because they're nameless
they're
people.
kind of bold on my page. Some of them even use their business pages. Like sometimes you see like a comment and you're you click on it and then you now see that this person is actually in the business of selling. And I'm
a lot of them are women.
How are you going to be using your business page
to abuse me, to troll me? Yes.
I imagine if I wanted to buy something from someone and I've seen that they've trolled someone, I'm not going to spend my money.
A lot of them are women too,
like,
and that's the worst part. That's actually the worst part.
Yeah.
When I see that, I mean, like, why do you insult people? Like I was like, if you're going to come at me on Instagram, like talk about maybe I'm fat, that's established. God damn it, I know. I know I'm fat, bless the Lord, but hey, we're fat. But don't come to me telling me that I'm fat. You look like a 2-bedroom bungalow. Like, can we not go there?
Yes.
Oh my God, like she ugly this, but your eyebrows is like Nike didn't do it. Nike said no. Like Nike said, why? Like I'm like
Nike
why?
said we have nothing to do with this.
Nike said, we're not doing it. Like that's my thing. Like, who are you to come at me when you are not looking like 100% yourself? And a lot of times, some of these people will apologize and say, "Oh, I just was just looking for attention. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't even engage them.
You must be mad.
Do you want to get married again?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. I don't know. I do. I feel like I've always wanted a companion. Well, let me not even say about. I think I yearn more, and this is just my flesh, and this is just me, as Chioma saying, I yearn for companionship. I yearn for having my person. I want my person.
That's a very bold.
Everybody wants their person.
Yeah.
Because you don't always want to cry to your girlfriend or cry to your mom, or you want your person. And that's and the thing about it is that same person is the same person that could probably like stab you with with the deepest and give you the deepest cut of your life. But guess what though?
Do you have any regrets from your marriage? Like, you know how sometimes many years pass, and then when we go through, then you look back and say,
For me, I think there's a lot I learned in that process and coming out of it, and just learning how human we are. Like, just because you got married doesn't make you any more superior to anybody else. You actually are facing a little bit more than the regular human being, because now you're with somebody else. You got to think about. You have to double check everything, double think everything, because you're like, it's not just about you anymore. And so there's so many things I think now that I was like, maybe I could have done that different. Maybe I could have said that instead of that.
Do you sometimes wish you had a baby in that situation?
In that situation, no.
So you could have done it. And you don't need to take one for hold for what? So let me just say, if I had a kid.
I said to myself, look, adoption is an option. So if there are children all over the place looking for parents. There are people who have given birth to the bayings of their existence, who are saying to themselves, why did I born this child? So it's not about giving birth. I mean, it's nice to give birth. It would be wonderful to give birth.
Do you want
at my age? I don't want to give birth to them.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. And I'm not saying that to mean sometimes, listen, we're old. And I know some of you out there like, God can do it. I believe you. Beds, hello, at our edge. Okay? I think, let's just not stress anybody else out. There's so many other ways now that we can make this thing happen. And I think we're going to explore all those routes and see where we go. But yes, I know that I'm surely going to adopt. And I want to adopt a set of twins.
So what's holding you back?
Right now, just settling myself.
Yeah.
Just you want to be settled first, you understand, and in your mind. I don't, I'm just trying to figure out, do I want a child that's going to be crying, wah, 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 or a child will tell me, Mommy, I have a pain in my head. No, I don't speak cry. I don't understand cry.
I don't speak cry.
I don't speak. I want you to speak English and say, Mommy, this is the problem in your small Babu language. Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out if that's what I want to do. But I think there will come a time when I will be like having a whole bunch of children around, because it is my dream to have like a whole bunch of children.
And it's important with the time, as you said. I feel like I'm stuck in a phase where society is putting so much pressure on me right now, making me feel like I don't regret the fact that I haven't had any kids. I don't. I honestly don't. I feel like I was in my building years. Do you know what I mean? And I needed to, if I had a baby, it would, I'm not saying that I would not have been
You'll be building with the baby, hello?
Yes, I get
the
that.
baby carry some cement, you too carry some cement.
I get that, but I also feel like I needed to put everything into building.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And now I can welcome that.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what I mean?
You set the foundation.
So when people always be like, oh, because I have a lot of friends and people that will be like, oh, I just wish you had just done that in your marriage. Because if you had just done that, you'd have been just something you've checked off the list. I've done it. I've moved on. And sometimes I find myself thinking, maybe I should have. But then when I really think about it,
because you don't want, as much as you want a child, there are other situations and circumstances surrounding that situation. Like, do I want to co-parent with such a, do you think about those kind of things? Yeah. Do I really want to have a co-parenting situation with this person?
Yeah. For me, the biggest thing for me in that situation was I don't think I wanted to have like my child have siblings in different, it was too complex. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it was just straightforward, then like I'd be like, okay, sure, no, what we can, we could go. But then, there are other children, and then having to have your kid, because at some point you can't be selfish about not letting your kids not meet their other siblings. Yeah. And it's just a whole complex situation. So I know what I want. You know what I mean? And deep down, someone might be watching and think it's so selfish. But I feel like because maybe I suffered loss at a young age, I know what that did to me. Do you know what I mean? I had fantastic parents who raised me. They're amazing. My dad is amazing. My mom's amazing. But there was a void that I've carried around all my life. Do you know what I mean? From the loss that I experienced at 8. Yeah. Growing up in an African household where you don't get to talk about it so much because it's such a tragedy.
Yeah.
So you don't get to whine and bine about, oh, I miss these people, or I don't, because everybody suffered the loss together. So it's like, that's Oyinbo film when you're saying. So it took going to therapy to begin to unpack that there were certain things that I was even carrying from that situation, even into my marriage, into who I have become, that I had to unpack. So I'm thankful that I didn't have a child, because I imagine the emotional abuse the child might have endured if
And
I
not
was
be
also
knowing,
thinking, we
what
don't talk
to-
about
yeah,
things,
yeah.
you just find coping mechanisms. Perhaps I might have sent that out into the child. So I needed to heal. So I actually don't regret the fact that I've been alone for so long.
Right now you're the bomb ass auntie. You are like the best auntie ever. Like
I am actually the coolest auntie
We are
in
the
my
coolest
family.
aunties ever. But the time will come and the time will be right.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, oh, I had a child at my 30s or my 20s. I don't feel that anymore. At the time I had that kind of pressure, but I'm like, I don't feel that. I'm like, I see people who at that age still couldn't have children. At 20s and 30s, were still going through 800 million series and sessions of IVF and still didn't have a child. And went through all kinds of things. And I'm like, you know what, Lord? When the time comes for you, when the God idea is that I have offspring, you will bless, and that will happen, and it will be not as stressful as it could have been if I was working on flesh. Just the desire to have children. It's a desire, yes, it's wonderful. You see your nieces and nephews and you want to be a mom. And I say that all the time, baby fever, oh my God, baby fever. But baby fever can turn to malaria inside our house because
and I also feel
don't feel like
as we get older, it's also sort of worse, because when you're younger, you could have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And you're not mistake, because children are all blessings.
Yes.
But you could have had a baby with a wrong...
Hey, you'd have slept, a little sleep.
You could have had a baby with the wrong person, and then you're stuck in that situation.
Yes.
Now it's 2 times worse, because at my age, I have to be able to choose a baby father who gets sense. If I end up doing it wrongly at my age,
even
then
if
it's a problem.
Even at your age, Toke, if you did have a baby father that didn't have sense, you still are in the place where you can manage that situation by yourself. If the need arose for you to do that.
Yeah, but then I think when we say that, we only focus on the financial part of raising a kid. That's one thing.
Yeah.
We can afford to have children.
Yes.
The emotional part of raising a child, when you know that you first feel like cursing out a man who is rejecting your child, but you still have to smile in front of that baby. I said I needed healing. I wasn't built that way.
Yeah.
I would have shaken for the your father is useless. And I don't want to be that.
You wouldn't have done that, Tokes. You wouldn't have done
How
that.
do you know?
Tokes, I want to believe Christ that you wouldn't have done that. Tokes.
Okay, but that's why I'm saying that, now that I'm older, I owe it to myself to be able to, if I'm going to do this situation, I have to think thoroughly and look at the person and be like, okay, except I decide to go walk into a sperm bank and say, I want to do it by myself.
Right. Which people are doing.
Which there's nothing wrong with. And shout out to all the women who wake up in the morning and feel like they want to do it. But I feel like for me, it's more of a sentimental thing. I feel like suffering loss as a child, I really would, knock wood, God, speaking to the universe right now, I really would love to have a child in a situation where the child knows what it feels like to be raised by a mother and a father.
Exactly.
Now, I know that people will say things like, what if somebody dies afterwards? I get that, but this is what I personally want for my child.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And there's nothing
wrong with that. So maybe that's why I keep thinking in my head that...
I'm old school. I'm a little more traditional and old school in my thinking. Like, I could be a single mother, yes, it would be great, but I would rather... It's a choice. I would rather have a situation where he knows who his daddy is and he knows who his mommy is. Whether we're together or not, because we might not be together, but we're together raising a child. We're on the same page when it comes to our child or children. But I want a father figure for them. It's not even just about me having my person. A father figure for that child, somebody they can say, that's daddy. You know what I mean? They can go to daddy for things that daddy can sort out. And then come to me for things mommy can sort out.
Yeah. God's plan and his design says loneliness is not part of it.
I know.
Okay? No, let me speak into your life now.
Amen.
Loneliness is not part of it. Okay? He knew what he was doing when he said it is not good for man to be alone.
Yes, Lord.
And he caused man to fall into a deep sleep and took out of his rib.
That's what you said.
And he made woman to be a help.
That's what you did say, Jesus.
Because loneliness is not his design. God is the God of marriage. Even if our generation is crazy, he likes
the union,
companionship and togetherness, because we're not meant to do life alone. That being said, I'm not like I have a man. I'm alone. We're alone.
Yes.
But it's okay for me to tell you this because in as much as we say be flexible, that's what our 2023 plan is.
Yes.
Be flexible because it's a God that is unpredictable.
Yes.
So you might walk out of here on your way home and meet this amazing, suave-looking young man who will be like, Mama, this is you I want. And before we know what's going on all through this year, your plans now becomes this way. And then I'll not be like, look at me speaking like I'm the one that is not with the child. She's the one with
they're not there. They're there. But there are always problems.
This
like
generation.
Like 12, 20, 26. Don't use me for your experiments.
Oh, I like older women.
Don't use me for such nonsense. I like older women. That's your business and your problem.
I don't know
it's not here.
Yeah.
What's our discussion going to be? Your school fees? What are we talking about? When are you finishing? When is your matric? What are we talking about? What are you going to be calling me? Mommy, dear, auntie, sis? What are you going to be calling me?
They call you baby.
No, you can. Who's the baby? No, you are still on breast milk. What are you talking about?
When we go out now, have you realized that they're the ones that really...
Okay, look, I'm tired of
a 22-year-old boy hits on me.
So after I like older women, that's your problem and your mother's problem. Mind your mother's issue. Go and see your mother if you want to see your mother.
A 22-year-old boy stepped to me this Christmas.
Honey, you better step back.
No, honey. I found it rather cute. I felt like
such a nice word, cute. It's a nice word for a grown-ass man. Oh, he cute. He cute.
Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead.
I felt like I still have it. That's how he made me feel.
Yeah.
The fact that he even asked for my number. Girl, I had butterflies in my tummy. I was like, whew. I wanted to say, how old are you again? But I didn't want to embarrass the man. I gave him the number.
Oh.
Because I felt like I'm a hot mama jama now, a 22-year-old boy.
I mean, I'm hot and I'm cute and I'm sweet. But listen, your own, they give you butterfly. Man, they give me cockroach. It's cockroaches in my... Because I'm like, what the hell do you want from me, Satan? I can't no more because I don't know. Say, Uncle, why? Oh, I like you. You don't like me. Don't like me. Don't,
so
don't slide out of my DM. Close the DM. Close Instagram to off your mic. Just don't.
How Stella got her group back?
No, which group? My group has died. The group doesn't want to come back. Leave us alone. If you are not 40, look, even 40 say fine. Look, I tried. They said, oh, try younger man. I did.
How was it?
Hence we are here. It was not a good idea. It was not a good idea. Neither was it a good idea. It was just an idea. And it's ideaed out. I say I'm not doing. Listen, if you want to step to me, check your passport, the day of birth. If by happenstance she did 1970, don't come my way, okay? Don't.
Wait.
Don't approach me. Don't lose my number, lose my name.
What's the age bracket that we're looking for?
Now, because I need to be able to have a conversation that you'll understand. So you're 40. So when I say something, you say, yeah, it's true. Not at what am I going to be talking about with the 20-something-year-old? What? How you look at his chest. Then I'll not be quarreling with younger women over be somebody's prayer point. No. So that means I'll be following you everywhere. So where are you going to the shop? We're going to the shop together because if I see one small chingum girl, look, and they see us together, and I will say, is this your mom? You are mad. And once you slap, I say, no, this is my boyfriend. What's your problem? Nonsense. It's not a good idea. It's not. I cannot do this.
Guys, I'm crying.
Short, please.
Thank you so much for gracing Toke Moments.
So
this has definitely been such a powerful moment.
Thank you for
I definitely knew you were the one I wanted to speak to about because you get it. It's so weird how there's certain people that you just know that you guys can sit in silence and walk away. And it feels like we've said it all.
We've said yes.
Do you know that always happens with us?
Yes.
We don't have to even
and we
look.
don't see all the time, but when we do see, it's like
we can sit in silence for 2 hours and go home.
Yeah.
And I know exactly.
Yeah. And we love so many of the same people.
Yeah, we
so
do.
We just,
Thank you. And I hope you guys are happy to be back. It's definitely going to be an amazing year this year and prophesying into your lives as well. Because my pod family, everything you guys desire. I want to celebrate with so many people in the comments. Make sure you guys share all the good things that are happening to you guys and for you guys because other people will read it. And as Chigurl said, they will be inspired because that's why we're here, right? We go through things and we share with other people and people see it and they don't give up because we don't give up. And the circle, I said something yesterday, go where you're watered, but also make sure that you're watering every other person where you're at.
Right.
That way, if we're all watering each other,
then we're all watered.